Sin empujar, sin correr, ni gritar. Atiende las indicaciones de las brigadas de protección civil. Ellos te apoyarán en todo momento. Ahora que ya sabes lo que se debe hacer, mantente tranquilo, toma decisiones responsables, muestra calma, respeto y solidaridad. Ibero Puebla, comprometida con tu seguridad.
Of Technology 5.0. Today's Fab Labs presenters will share their projects and their efforts to ensure that emerging technologies enhance quality of life for everyone and no one gets left behind. With that, I would like to welcome our first speaker to the stage to continue his intervention on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Please welcome Peter van der Heijden to present Action, Brace Yourself for an SDG Tender, Prepararse para una licitación de los ODS.
Good morning.
Nice you are here. You start with the text.
Prepare in advance for an SDGs tender by creating a business-like and correct description of your Fab Labs. Then you will have it ready with when a government requests an expression of interest. If you like it, you can put on a short list. Usually only shortlist organizations are actually allowed to submit a proposal. Our comment may come out of the blue, so we'll start with some context.
The relationship between Fab Labs and SDGs has different development stages or maturity levels: awareness, alignment, action, and accountability. These stages apply to individual Fab Labs, each at its own pace, but also to the working group ourselves. With awareness, it is about the 17 goals. With alignment, you focus on a limited number. Today, we want to talk about action. At that stage, we see that Fab Labs themselves start working on SDG-related projects.
The image shows what is happening within the Fab Lab network in the field of the SDGs. As far as the working group can observe, of course, regional partnership pay attention to the SDGs. Some Fab Labs take sections initiatives. For example, Fab Care. Others have formal project assignment. A recurring theme are also the humanitarian issue and the resilience of Fab Labs themselves. And of course, the SDGs also apply internally, for example, safety.
The working group is looking for what could be a useful contribution to Fab Labs at this multifaceted stage. Knowledge management, we could make much more use of the available information. Professionalization, working more in the outside world places higher demands on one's own professionalism. Tender support, Fab Labs can participate in government tender procedures that are financed and monitored by multilateral development banks, the MDBs. Risk management, a Fab Lab that makes a mess of a contract with its local government mainly shoots itself in the foot. A Fab Lab that does the same with an MDB damages the reputation of the Fab Lab network. Or we can give a policy advice. We use our information for tailor-made advice.
In the field of tender support, we're thinking of supporting and reviewing Fab Labs during the pre-selection that governments usually organize shortlists. This should lead to a good and reliable expression of interest.
But let's try it right away. Let's try it right away with a policy advice to you, the Fab Lab network. Or better yet, let us offer you relevant policy information.
This roadmap shows the progress of the implementation of SDGs. The darker the color are better. In which part of the world would will a future Fab Labs conference have the most impact?
This graph shows the number of Fab Labs per million inhabitants for the 6 continents. In which continents could a future Fab Lab conference have the most impact?
This table shows the location of the Fab Labs conference as of 2010, divided by continent. Which continent has been underprivileged until now?
There will undoubtedly also be counter-arguments, but does a maker immediately become discouraged by that? Time, 2027, also works in our favor. Finally, we would like to remind you of the underlying motto of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Leave no one behind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Peter and Ted. Next, we have a speaker who presented yesterday on repair cafes. Continuing his intervention is Andreas Kopp to share his journey from creating a Fab Lab to establishing a comprehensive tool library. Please welcome Andreas.
Oh, wait, So now I have to make sure that I'm in the right spot now here. Good morning, buenos días, hola a todo el mundo que está viendo aquí. Hello to everybody that's watching on the live stream, maybe also in Germany. I'm talking to a little bit, I'm Andreas, I'm talking a little bit about my journey from a Fab Lab to a tool library. The suites are over there, so everybody who made it here, and it's fast, get some sweets. Over there, the German suite. Hopefully next year I can make a suite exchange. So this was my journey a little bit. 2011 I made myself independent. I created like post-it art installations and interactive installations, and because I needed this box over there, it's a pixel photo booth, I went to a Fab Lab, and then it led to doing Fab Academy and making kids workshops after that, and then I tried to create my own Fab Lab. There I really struggled. I bought all the machines, I did workshops, but it was not really sustainable. It was just covering costs barely. I was in a house with neighbors on top. I had a lot of visitors, I had the shop window and stuff, but it wasn't sustainable, and I had to leave the place after 3 years. Also, I tried Fab Academy. I never got any graduate. I know, that didn't work. Not like you, you're the master. It didn't work for me. I continued trying and trying. This was a crazy idea. I wanted to make a makerspace Fab Lab in a old tram in Munich. Put a laser cutter 3D printer in this wagon, and but you know, it's cold in the winter, hot in the summer. That also didn't work. But what worked was a youth club, and so for 4 years we met there twice a week, and the most important machine was a pizza oven. You see in the middle there, and I think that I created some great experiences for these young people you see in the bottom, and you know, I also made some birthday parties, but it also wasn't the thing I was looking for, and this led me to a more like sustainable focused initiative. I saw it the first time in Toronto, the Toronto Tool Library, and so in 2021 I started a tool library. I immediately got some media coverage in the big Munich newspaper. You can read the full article there. And also in 2022, first I didn't get any funding, but then this helped immensely, big time. This is the second mayor of Munich, and she really pushed me. So then in 2023, I got the institutional funding from the Climate and Environment Department of Munich. So it's yearly, so I just have to say, yes, I want it again, please. I got the a central location, really central. You can look it up on Google Maps. It's like next to the former Philharmonics, the same building. They're now renovating the building, or want to renovate it. So in this time they're planning to renovate it. I can stay there, and I got my first employee. This was one of the biggest things for me, to hire somebody and not do everything myself. Yeah, thank you. Here's some statistic. Over 3 years, I have 1,679 users, maybe more now, I don't know. We have the goal of 200 loans a month. We got there in June. I saw in the, yes, I know I have to be much faster, I know. Meantime, the local Fab Lab is struggling with money. You can read the full article. They're saying Asia only laughs at us. It's read this article. It's in German, but you can translate. They haven't got institutional funding, but hopefully they will get it. But we have to do more work that also they would get some. Make a picture quickly. I can give you the slides later on. Okay. That's my status at the moment. I working on 2 boxes to replicate these things more like a machine. Though I like the idea of a tool library because it works like a machine. I don't have to do workshops. I don't have to do, here, this is a slide. I don't have to do Fab Academy. I don't have to give them knowledge. I can just give them the school. It works in the beginning. Eventually, later, they will need more information. But starting, I can just give them the stuff. And here, this is the only things they need. The tools, a place or a trailer container, and the landing system.
Time?
Yeah. This is the most sort of top loans in the last 3 years. The drill, here is the most sort of maker tools. The shaper I landed, the little laser engraver, and the 3D printer. This is the system. You can check it out, my turn. These are some numbers I wanted to show you quickly. So it's almost 60-30 for female and male. You see that the age is also not very young, but after that it's pretty even. And again, if anybody wants to know some more about that, I will do a meetup here again at 12:30, and there's a WhatsApp group if you want to know more about this idea of tool library, and I can talk more why. Obviously it's environment, you save on, you don't buy, you lend, you save space at home. For the people in Munich, it's obviously also like in Mexico saving money, and I think it's the easy way to get into this area and without needing a big space, and then later on you can do more. Thank you very much. This is my context. Thank you very much.
Andreas has sweets. Next, I'd like to welcome Andrew Lamb to the stage to share an exciting new resource that hopefully will impact Fab Labs around the world. Please welcome Andrew to present on fabulous business models for makerspaces.
Thanks, Chelsea. I was very fortunate to be able to travel to Kathmandu with Chelsea last year after the Fab Lab conference in Bhutan. And one of the things that we did together was help to create Fab Foundation Nepal, which is a new entity that's going to be helping to build more Fab Labs across the country. And yeah, I really appreciated your support with that, Chelsea. I'm not trying to get more time out of you. I'm just saying it's true. I'm very grateful to you. You were fantastic on that trip. Thank you. I'm not speaking this morning. This presentation is on behalf of another amazing lady. Her name's Anna Lowe, who unfortunately could not be with us today. I'm presenting her work that she led with a team of people around business models for makerspaces. And we have a number of sponsors who've contributed as part of the MAKE project, which I'll be presenting tomorrow. But the first thing to say is thank you to many of you in the Fab Lab community for participating in this project and for being interviewed for the research that has led to business models for makerspaces, 17 common business models for makerspaces, including a number of interviews that were done at the Bali conference. You can see the people involved in the bottom corner there. Anna Lowe led the project with support from Martin Olu from Fab Lab Winam in Kenya, and Gertrude Go, who at the time was the executive manager of the African Makerspace Network. Here it is. There's a website. A full catalogue of all the business models are available. I'd like to think that this might help you speak to investors and to donors and to members, and to help, you know, bring some perhaps more academic or structured thinking to the way that your Fab Lab operates. You know, you might be doing things like training or selling access to the machines. You might have a membership scheme. You could be making and selling products. The business models are all sort of articulated as business model canvases and blueprints. And one of the things that we're going to be doing more of, that Anna will be working on, is case studies to basically bring, I mean, there's case studies emerging already, but to bring some of these business models to life, some of these blueprints for you know, the operations of your makerspace. You can find out more. You can access the website, and you can explore the business models using that QR code. The web address is localeconomies.org. There's Anna's email address if you want to contribute. It's going to be constantly updated. One of the big, so it's not a fixed resource. It can be adapted. So if you have an experience which you think you want to share that informs some of these business models, please get in touch with, I'm going to put that slide back if I can. I should have left the QR code up. Please get in touch with Anna, thank you. And you can update it. The next big area that they're going to be doing some work on is open hardware. So trying to describe the business models that already exist and that are already successful around the production and sale of open hardware. So if you have a Fab Academy project that you're looking to commercialize, you can learn from these open hardware business models to then figure out how to scale up production. So I have some notes from Anna. Thanks to the interviewees, yes, I've done that. Feedback, yes. Constantly update. The business models are also available in Ukrainian, and we're translating them into French. It feels like since we're in Mexico, we should be doing Spanish as well. So I promise you we'll do Spanish in the next year. And I just want to, you know, recognize the work that Anna has done here by speaking with all of these makerspaces. The idea is that we try and help Fab Labs makerspaces become more financially sustainable. And it's often something that makerspace and Fab Lab managers never learn is, you know, you learn how to operate a machine, but you don't necessarily learn how to run an organization. I really hope this can help you. Thank you.
Next, it's my great pleasure to introduce a recent Fab Academy graduate and a 2024 Chevron Fab STEM Fellow. Anne-Marie Macara will be presenting on Breaking Barriers with Bioart, integrating Bioart into secondary school biology education. Please welcome Anne-Marie.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm going to use my phone for notes. So hi, I'm Anne-Marie. I am a high school science teacher working at Wildwood in Los Angeles, California. As it was just mentioned, I'm also one of the 2024 Chevron Fab STEM Fellows. At Wildwood, I teach 2 courses, Advanced Biology and Biotechnology and Neuroscience to 11th and 12th grade students. Today I'm going to be talking about the curriculum that I've been developing over the past few years, and especially over the past year while working with Fab Academy. The problem in science education lies in the tradition of textbook learning and teaching students facts. This approach does not reflect the true nature of the scientific process. As a teacher, I wonder, how might we inspire students who aren't typically interested in science to see it as a viable option or valuable tool in their daily lives? What if students were taught to actively practice science rather than passively absorbing information? And most importantly, what if students discovered that science is as creative a field as art? Science and art are deeply interconnected. And one of the most exciting ways to explore this interconnection is through bioart. So what is bioart? Bioart is the use of organisms or biological processes to create some work of art. Bioart informs my teaching practice, which is centered on connecting students with nature. The first important understanding is that bioart connects students with nature. I take my students on an annual field trip to go on a mushroom foray at a local park. We identify species and bring back samples to the lab. Students may also use foraged mushrooms in their bioart project. So for example, on the right here, this student used a local mushroom related to reishi to make beautiful mushroom paper. Here is another example where students are cloning local foraged mushrooms in order to create mycelium leather. Often, mentioning the practice of bioart is met with judgment that the inclusion of art in STEM results in a reduction of scientific rigor. I strongly disagree with this sentiment. In fact, I notice an increase in scientific rigor in student projects and engagement in the scientific process. Additionally, as part of the joy in practicing bioart, it requires a deep understanding of the organism in order to successfully collaborate with that organism to create a successful piece of art. This is shown here where students learn microbiology techniques in order to inoculate bacteria to dye fabrics. Another example is in the true nature of experimentation, where we do not know the outcome of the results. This is exemplified in the use of a species of mushrooms called Dyer's polypore that has fluorescent properties. When we extract the fluorescent pigment of this mushroom and add it to a slide with cheek cells, under a fluorescence microscope, we can see that the pigment binds not only to the nucleus, but also to the cellular membrane. Experimenting with novel applications of naturally occurring pigments is another way in which bioart enhances scientific rigor. Because students are performing real experiments grounded in art, they feel more comfortable exploring innovative ideas and allowing the essential component of failure to be part of their process. Here are a couple of examples. A student wanted to create a living sculpture of bioluminescent fungi that could glow in the dark. Another wanted to make a hat out of oyster mushroom mycelium. Other examples include students who wanted to create a sustainable and non-toxic slime for kids to play with. Yet another student developed a thermochromic biosensor. And then another group wanted to build a bioprinter to print bioplastics and other organic materials. It's not just me saying that bioart is awesome. These are some student testimonials that they've also shared their appreciation of moving through this project. My future directions include expanding into micro bioart through microscopy. This summer, I worked at Fab Labs Sendai in Japan, thanks to the Chevron Fellowship, where we created a kit where students can make their own microscope lenses out of UV resin. And with that, thank you. Please connect, and let's collaborate and transform biology education together.
I think one of the emerging trends that we're identifying as incredibly crucial is integrating traditional craft into technology and preserving this historic knowledge. Shannon Sykes is going to present on a new European project called Empowering Artisans for a Sustainable Future with Axel Artisanat. Please welcome Shannon.
Is this right? Hello, can you all hear me? Hello, my name is Shannon Sykes, and I want to present you Axel. So, first off, I am from the Fab Lab of Onfay in Geneva. We are at the far corner of Switzerland, so we are the French speakers. And we are in this beautiful building called La MACO, La Manufacture Collaborative, which is a building where we have different organizations that is promoting sustainability. So, first, before talking about Axel, I want to talk about the umbrella project, which is called Tracks for Craft. It's a European project, which is a project about how to promote craft and introducing it to new technology places. So how can we introduce traditional craft knowledge into, let's say, Fab Labs or high-tech areas. So, Axel, fait pour ceux qui veulent faire, meaning make for those who want to make. Doesn't sound really nice in English, but you get the point. So, what is Axel? Axel is a 3 months accompany program for craftspeople or people with craft ideas, and we introduce them to digital fabrication and helping them with their business modeling. So, this can be for a craftsperson who has been 40 years in the business or to someone who just started their brand, and we help them to how can I say this? To expand their creativity with using digital fabrication, helping them figure out which business model is the best for them. Also, into teaching them different ways of like sustainability, how they can make their practice sustainable. And of course, it's also helping them figure out what do they do will help them the most, or is the star product, if we can say that. And this is lovely, so it's a 3-month program where we have a coach, a specialized coach that meets them every week, and each week they have a lesson about digital fabrication. What can you do with it? They had one with precious plastic. Hey, this is how you can think about the materials you get. And they also, at the end, have a lovely trip where they visit 3 companies or organizations that uses digital fabrication in their work. So, on le fait, us, we introduce the digital fabrication of things, like the machines, introducing them to new techniques, and La Fondetech Ville de Genève introduced them to their business model. So this is like the main core is digital fabrication and business modeling. So here's an example I wanted to show. Sorry, bad voice. So it's called Studio Nouvelle. It's from our first edition, called Lisa. She is a ceramist, and she wanted to create 100% biodegradable mixture because last winter we had a risk of electricity power cuts. And as some ceramists or people who knows about ceramists, when you need to cook, it takes a lot of power. So she wanted to find a recipe that can dry by air, and also to expand her creativity in how to make shapes. So I was her coach, and we showed different recipes, we tried different things, a lot of failures, but also a lot of success. And also we had this great opportunity for her to try the 2040 WASP 3D printer clay. So, and had a great teaching how to use grasshopper to do the G-code for these interesting shapes. So when after the 3 months, these craftspeople have to present their work to a group of people and 3 judges that they will be asking questions. These people are from the industry, locals, and also a great chance for them to share their work and maybe finding new collaboration projects. I went really fast. I can tell you another project. Another project I'm working on now, because we did 2 editions of this project. It's been really lovely, and the reason why I think that's important, and I should say, why I want to share this project with you, because we really got good results, and we got craftspeople from different. Thank you. From different parts of the industry. We have a woman who's been in the industry of making bags for 40 years, and she just wanted to be more creative. Another person was like trying to optimize her making process. And it's, yeah, I just wanted to share with you this. And if you have any questions or want to see the project, it's in French, unfortunately, but I'm sure Google Translate will do the job. And if you have any question, please do ask me, and you'll be easily to find me because I'm the energetic one that jumps too much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shannon. Next, I would like to welcome Adriana Cabrera, who is sharing her efforts and insights from helping to transform 3 local communities in Germany through the Fab City approach. Please welcome Adriana to the stage.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Adriana Cabrera. I am involved in the Fab community since 10 years, and that's for us, for me especially, a really nice time. And today I want to talk about a project I am involved. I am on behalf of the Fab Region project. I am a project manager at a collaborating center on sustainable consumption and production. And yes, I want to give a little bit of overview what we want to do and what is about this project that starts this year. So yes, the Bergische City Triangle stays in the west part in Germany, and it consists of 3 cities: Wuppertal, Remscheid, and Solingen. So it's very interesting with the Fab City approach to understand like how 3 cities with more than 600 people and 3 cities in one region and combine forces with different stakeholders. So as you see here in the region, it's a very like with mountains, with a really potential in metalworking and a lot of tradition or tools. So imagine the knife that I have for a long time is something that it brings a part of the really tradition of manufacturing for Germany. And also a part of infrastructure in the city, as for example, the highest railway in Germany, and historical and beautiful museums and architecture. So this program and this project is a very diverse ecosystem with 2 universities, the IAT, the Bergische University Wuppertal, 2 sustainable think tanks with a lot of recognition and experience in the SDG goals, CCP, Wuppertal Institute, 1 local economic development agency as coordinator, the Bergische Struktur- and Wirtschaftsförderung Gesellschaft, and 3 innovation spaces. So here we have a challenge because they want to become Fab Labs, or at least part of the network, but it's a really beautiful potential, good owner in Wuppertal. They are focused on food, on vertical farming, but at the same time, multi-generational tradition. So not be connected directly with the technology, but instead to connect more with nature. The Gläserne Werkstatt is a place where many of traditional and local manufacturers go there and learn, for example, or work with the tools to do this special manufacturing, for example, knives. So if you have the time, you can pass by and sharp your knife, for example. And the 3 one, the Grundeschmiede in Remscheid, is a hub for entrepreneur and startups. So with this, we want to really have a very focus on sustainability and circular urban production, and with the learnings that the region have about sustainability, share this in community with us, learn and exchange with global and globally with the FAB movement. So
1 minute.
yeah, 1 minute, all right. So yes, so we have we start our activities with piloting, scientific analysis. So that's part of also our goals, empowering learnings, and building a strong community that can be capable to combine these topics that you can see here. But also we need your help in starting our activities. So for example, exchange cases, for example, what existing pilots with companies and society are leading sustainability, how we can build programs in sustainability together and collaborate, and as I mentioned, like build a community that we can also record and understand how we can do a better impact. So thank you so much for listening, and if you have interest in the project, I will be also here and continue in the next event in the Fab City Summit in Yucatan, in which we will offer a workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ariana. Yesterday, they confirmed that their Fab Lab definitely has a sloth. I would like to emphasize that they also have a mobile Fab Lab. So please welcome Ana Maria Sandoval Poveda to present on Fab Lab Mobile, taking the maker movement on the road.
Hola, buenos días. Yo les voy a hablar de un proyecto que hemos estado trabajando en la Universidad Estatal a Distancia. Es un proyecto que ya lleva algunos años y está en manos del Fab Lab Catrare. Se llama el Fab Lab Móvil y queremos hablarles de cómo hemos ido llevando el movimiento Maker. ¿Qué es el Fab Lab Móvil? Bueno, es un vehículo que se adaptó para poder llegar a diferentes zonas del país con todas las tecnologías de fabricación digital y llegar así a poblaciones que tienen poco o nulo acceso a ellas. Como proyecto se inscribió en 2021, busca potenciar la inclusión digital y apoya la misión y la visión de la universidad. La primera fase se trabajó con el Instituto Costarricense de Electricidad. Ellos facilitaron un camión, el cual se adaptó. ¿Qué se hizo? Bueno, se adaptó completamente. Todo su interior se amplió, abriendo una de las paredes, de manera que se pudieran instalar estos muebles y tener un espacio para trabajar con las personas en las localidades. También se trabajó el branding y este es el resultado. Como ven, hay una escalera para subir, un ascensor para personas con problemas de movilidad y bueno, un espacio pequeño pero acogedor. Así se veía cuando lo abríamos ya en las zonas cuando llegábamos a trabajar. Tenía instalados algunos equipos, ahí no están todos. Y pues llegamos con esta fase del proyecto a 7 comunidades diferentes. Se atendieron 553 personas, desde 1 año hasta 95 años, porque tuvimos población social de los lugares completos. ¿Cómo se equipó? Bueno, tiene un plotter cameo, impresoras, 3 tipos, la alta, la prusa y la Ultimaker, y un escáner 3D, el Shining que es de mesa, es pequeñito, y entonces nos funcionaba para mostrar lo que hace un escáner. Se visitaron estos lugares, como ustedes pueden ver, varios son sedes de la universidad, pero la actividad no era exclusiva para la universidad, era para la población. Entonces las personas de las zonas se encargaban de comunicar a las fuerzas vivas para que la gente pudiera llegar. Algunas se hicieron en lugares muy calientes, otras en lugares alejados, hubo de todo. ¿Cuáles fueron los otros resultados, los intangibles? Bueno, pues se encontró con un equipo de trabajo bastante apasionado que no solo incluye al Fab Lab, sino personas voluntarias que decían, bueno, nosotros también vamos con ustedes. Y fueron con nosotros a las comunidades y trabajaron, hicieron actividades, stands, etcétera. Trabajo en conjunto con las comunidades. Las comunidades quieren hacer cosas, pero no tienen siempre oportunidades. Interés real, de estas personas por involucrarse y también extender nuestro laboratorio y sus posibilidades a otras regiones del país, porque en el centro pues hay muchas cosas, pero lejos no siempre hay oportunidades. ¿Cuáles son los próximos pasos de este proyecto? Ahora vamos para una segunda etapa. Lo primero va a ser adquirir y ajustar el nuevo vehículo, porque el vehículo anterior, pues al terminar la etapa con el ICE, ya no lo tenemos. Ya estamos en el proceso, de hecho, ese que ven ahí es el vehículo que vamos a tener y empezará a funcionar el próximo año. Y la idea, pues, es incluir nuevas comunidades. En este caso estuvimos en las costas del Pacífico y el norte, pues la idea ahora es el sur y el Atlántico. Ahí tienen el enlace a nuestras redes sociales, por si quieren conocer lo que el laboratorio hace constantemente, ahí siempre estamos publicando todo. Muchísimas gracias y ahí también les queda el contacto de correo electrónico con la coordinadora del laboratorio. Gracias.
Thank you, Ana Maria. Today we have a new addition to the schedule. So please welcome Pablo Lopez to present on Maqueta de Querétaro. Welcome, Pablo.
Gracias. Buenos días a todos. Soy Pablo López Arta Sánchez. Mi presentación de hoy básicamente es un agradecimiento por los servicios que tuve en este lugar, aquí en la Ibero, que es mi universidad. Yo soy poblano, egresado de esta universidad, y tuve la grata experiencia de trabajar con el Fab Lab, con el IDIT y con mi universidad para poder sacar adelante un proyecto que hicimos de una maqueta en bronce monumental en la ciudad de Querétaro. Bueno, pues estos son algunos trabajos que he hecho yo. Soy un artista, soy un escultor. Este es un ángel que está aquí a pocos metros de acá en una rotonda. La otra es una escultura que está en Chihuahua que se llama Basaseachi. Ahí podemos verla ahí con una cascada. Estoy dándole algún reconocimiento a Plácido Domingo, que es muy querido y es casi un hijo de esta ciudad. Y ahí estamos viendo la espalda también del Tlahuicole, que es una escultura de 5 metros que está en el estado de Tlaxcala. Hace casi 30 años, este octubre, en 1994, por encargo del municipio de la ciudad de Puebla, de esta ciudad en la que están hoy aquí en este evento, nos pide hacer una maqueta que representara el centro histórico. Entonces, hace 30 años no teníamos más que las manos y los materiales normales para hacer maquetas y hacerlos originales y después pasarlos a bronce. Ahí podemos ver más o menos, fueron 63 manzanas de las 393 que están declaradas Patrimonio Cultural de la Humanidad por la UNESCO, solo 63 manzanas en una escala de 1 a 250, realmente muy chicas, en una planta de 24 metros cuadrados, todo hecho a mano, como ya les había dicho, madera balsa, cartoncillo, plastilina, después un proceso de moldeo de silicón y la fundición tradicional a la cera perdida en bronce. Ahí pueden ver en la fotografía del lado izquierdo cómo están ya las ceras para poderlas envolver en yeso cerámico y pasar a la fundición de la cera perdida. En la otra foto ya podemos ver un acercamiento de la maqueta donde se aprecia la catedral basílica de nuestra ciudad. Posteriormente, hasta 2012, nos encarga otra ciudad Patrimonio Cultural de la Humanidad, la ciudad de San Francisco de Campeche, realizar el mismo tema, hacer una maqueta en bronce, la cual constó de 43 manzanas. Esta fue en una escala un poco más grande. Aquí ya comencé a utilizar un poco de tecnología. Hicimos todo el dibujo en 2D, en 3 máscaras en MDF de 3 milímetros para lograr un efecto 3D de todo lo que eran los acentos arquitectónicos de todas las fachadas de las casas, ¿no? Esto se hizo con una máquina de corte y grabado en láser CNC y se ensambló a mano para posteriormente sacar los moldes de silicón y pasar nuevamente al proceso tradicional de la cera perdida en yeso cerámico. Y finalmente, bueno, también los acabados policromados por la dimensión y los acentos arquitectónicos tan pequeños para que la persona que aprecia estas obras en la calle pueda percibir precisamente todos estos detalles de portones, pináculos, balcones, etcétera. Muchas veces, bueno, no, siempre hacemos este acabado policromado para que se pueda apreciar. Finalmente, la maqueta de Querétaro. La maqueta de Querétaro consta de 63 manzanas en una escala de 1:150, que fue dibujada aquí en el Fab Lab con 15 estudiantes del Ibero, y tuvimos que utilizar el láser CNC, el router CNC, impresoras 3D, la fundición a la arena, fundición a la cera perdida, un acabado policromado en pátinas a fuego, y estas 63 manzanas, por las dimensiones de las manzanas de la ciudad, se convirtió en un rompecabezas de 2.500 piezas que de ninguna manera lo hubiera podido lograr si no hubiera sido con la colaboración del IDIT, del Ibero y por supuesto del Fab Lab. Sensibilizamos a los jóvenes, los llevamos a Querétaro a recorrer las calles para saber lo que iban a dibujar. Después ya estábamos aquí con los CNCs, ahí se pueden apreciar las fachadas. Aquí ya estamos viendo los prototipos en 3D y pasando a la fundición a la cera perdida. Ahí estamos ya en el taller integrando las 2.500 piezas. Ahí ya se pueden ver algunos detalles. Ahí pueden apreciar cómo voy armando en el taller la maqueta. Ahí ya estamos en el sitio plantando la maqueta, anclando cada una de las manzanas. Y finalmente el 27 de agosto del 2018 inauguramos la maqueta del Centro Histórico de Querétaro en bronce a la cera perdida, y esto es nada más que la suma de esfuerzos de un servidor, del Fab Lab, del Ibero y de la Fundición Artística Angelopolitana, y esto es lo que hoy pueden apreciar en 100 metros cuadrados, todo lo que es una ciudad desde una vista aérea que difícilmente podemos tener a la mano los seres humanos, a menos que sea de esta forma, y poder entender una ciudad y los recorridos que podemos hacer en ella a través de esta expresión artística que tuve el orgullo de hacer en este lugar. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Pablo. That seems like an incredible project at the intersection of art and technology to help broaden understanding of local communities. Next, I would like to welcome Anastasia Pistafidou and Gregoire Durans, who was not able to join this year, who are helping to reimagine what Fab Labs can be. Thank you, Anastasia.
I put the timer. Okay. Because, yeah, you may know me from establishing the Fab Textiles and Materials research line, and also from the Fabric Academy, Textile and Technology Academy. But this time I will present a completely new project. It is the new STEP Life project, a big project that also is an open call for people to join. So I have moved recently to very, very rural France, South France, and we have obtained a terrain of 4 hectares where we are going to establish an eco-village that will have an off-grid Fab Lab that we call the Fab Ship. And the idea is that we will have shared commons, private houses, and we will have also production area with the Fab Lab. So the eco-village is located 2 hours from Montpellier, if you know a little bit of France, and it's close to the Cevennes and the Ardèche. It's beautiful canyons and rivers. And we have split the place into 2 zones, the residential zone and the activity zone. And the nice part is that next to the terrain, we have gold, we have waste. It is a recycling center that has huge amounts of the whole area that they collect metals, wood, wheels, everything, electronics. So we have abundance of resources because waste is a resource. And the idea is to merge two worlds, the world of off-grid housing, which is the Earthship, which is a community, the greater world community in Taos, New Mexico, and the Fab Labs. And we apply the permaculture spiral in different areas like the building, technology, education, health, finances, land, and nature. And there are some specifications, so the people that they will join the project, they will need to comply with small house footprints, being completely off-grid, wastewater management, bioclimatic renovation, dry toilets. And the governance that we are proposing is sociocracy, so it's a specific way of dealing with big communities. We have got a training to be able to facilitate sociocracy circles. And the idea is to have different types of activities, like trainings for eco-construction, for off-grid systems, developing in the Fab Lab water pumps, solar panels, like everything that you need to be off-grid. It will also have co-working space, trainings, and maybe like some organic products. And then I will walk you through a little bit the technical prospects, which is bioclimatism, the different eco-construction methods that we are going to use, so straw, cob, wood, stone, and being able to phytoeparate, use the rainwater and cycle it within the housing and then clean it and dispose it outwards. The permaculture farming, so having small-scale production, greenhouses and food, productive food. And then following the Earthship systems, which are completely off-grid, so being autonomous for electricity, hot water, running water, heating, and it is a very interesting model. They are using a lot of recycled materials together with all these intelligent systems. And we have made a timeline that can be a timeline of life. It's a big project, and here you have like a iterative way. So the first year, and you can also see a little bit of the budget there. So we did also a budgeting, but the idea is to start also with the off-grid Fab Lab, which is the main activity that we will also be able to host national and international events. And the idea is to talk about autonomy in manufacturing, because we know that big industries, they are always going towards like green systems, but we have not talked about distributed manufacturing in small scale, how it can be green and autonomous. So this can be a proof of concept. And and the project, the lab is going to be called Paradigm Labs. So it's a series of labs, and it's about the paradigm shift. So being able to be autonomous within some limits, distinguishing between the need and the greed, being able to satisfy your needs but be also safe, and my time is up. So we have buildings that these are common, so Fab Lab, common houses, art lab, music lab, bathroom. And then we also have 3 different types of entities. This is a non-profit, there is a collective interest cooperative and a non-trading real estate company. And the project complies with the 13 objectives of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is me and my partner leading on that, and you are more than welcome to come and visit us in France and see what we can do together. Thank you.
Yesterday, in his intervention, Aristarco highlighted how important VW, one of our event sponsors, is to the local Puebla community in terms of industry and employment and engaging the members of Puebla. So I'd like to welcome Ramona Klug to the stage to present VW Going Agile.
Thank you and good morning to everybody. My name is Ramona Klug. I'm working at Volkswagen Group Academy Mexico as an agility trainer and agility coach. And today I want to tell you the story how Volkswagen is becoming agile. So 6 years ago, roundabout, we had several pains, which a lot of industries actually suffer. There's a lack of accountability in the co-workers, work in silos, slow production processes, few innovation. Suddenly, something much more bigger happened, we all knew, the COVID-19 pandemic. So there was, to all this need that was already there, this was like the start of this movement, because we had to react very, very fast in order to implement all the sanity measures. So with the help of agility and methods, we established several crisis teams in order to mitigate all these measures in Volkswagen of Mexico. Here you can see some photos of the several teams. There are all the gradings present, the CEO, managers, directors, and specialists. So that was a first paradigm shift. Normally, we're very separate between hierarchies in the company, but there was the first time all these people worked together as a team. So, just to give a short introduction, what is agility? Agility is about teamwork. Agility is about focusing on the customer needs. It's about working in sprints, in iterations, and to improve constantly. So after the pandemic ended, we wanted to continue with this path, and we implemented, or we are on this path in three main categories. The first one is methodologies. We saw that we have to train the people so that they have the tools to work in such way. So we do trainings, we do workshops, not just internally in Volkswagen of Mexico, but also with universities in Querétaro, for example. We already did 2 workshops with the students, and we also have platforms like Degreed and LinkedIn Learning, where the people on their own pace can train themselves and are not that dependent on trainers like me, and can acquire new knowledge. The second piece of this puzzle is working spaces and tools. So we began to implement working spaces, also breaking with paradigms. Here we see the former canteen, the former restaurant, which was reserved just for the VIPs of Volkswagen of Mexico, since that it is open to every person who is working there, and we can get in contact with each other. We also have physical tools. We bought, this is a modular system where what we use at workshops and also trainings. You can build different types of furniture according to the needs of the workshop. And last but not least, the digital tools, because this could be a great job stopper. So when the teams have a common space to share their knowledge and to share their ideas and their documents, this is very important for the cross-functional teams. The third block is structure and guidelines. Since the pandemic, we have a hybrid model, so we can work at our homes and home office, but we also work on site. This was a whole new thing, because before pandemic, there was like you only can work at the company, but now we have this cross-functional teams, and we have the hybrid work. And I want to share you one experiment we did 2 years ago. For several reasons, in the team where I was, there was no manager. Maybe if you know the structures of big companies, structure is everything. So this was very strange, very new to all of us. But we came together as a team. We proved that autonomous teams are possible during 1.5 years about. And we faced a lot of challenges, but we worked together successfully in a team without any leader, without any manager. So through this journey. We still are creating this mindset and culture in Volkswagen of Mexico, and I want to close my short presentation with this quote. The best way to predict the future is building it yourself. Thank you.
Time. Thank you very much, Ramona. Next, I'd like to welcome Sergio Parga to the stage to discuss 3D printing in aquaponics to help individuals and communities become independent and locally productive. Welcome, Sergio.
Hello, I'm Sergio Parga. I'm from the Warrior Fab Lab, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about how I got into aeroponics and what aeroponics is and how you would start with it with limited space and with plenty of different benefits to it. So first I'm going to explain the aeroponic system. This one specifically is an aeroponic tower. The aeroponic tower is good for like aeration, which happens with the timer. So when the timer turns on and off, it supplies water to the roots, and when it's off, it aerates the roots, which is really helpful in production. The aeroponic system works by bringing water to the top of the aeroponic tower and then dripping it down over the roots. That's all occurs by a water pump, bringing the water nutrient solution up to the top. Other benefits of the aeroponic system is water conservation. So it conserves water very well compared to traditional in-floor method growing. I'll generally fill my 5-gallon bucket for my aeroponic tower once 4 to 5 days. So it conserves water really well, but it's also very good for limited space. A 5-gallon bucket only takes about 12 inches diameter, so you can put it in any corner. And there's plenty of ways to grow, so you can grow outside or inside using either grow lights or just putting it in the sun. So I started my journey by printing in PLA. So PLA is not good for outside at all, so it will warp. And I learned that the hard way living in the Central Valley where temperatures reach up to 120. So I ended up changing to PETG, and it's been a breeze since then. So to start, you'll need a water pump, some nutrients, pH up and down, and pH testing. Along with that, I didn't mention in this slide that you also will need rock wool or an oasis cube, and that's just the growing medium. You can also use like pumice rocks. But that's how my aeroponics started this May. And then, so sometimes I'll have to edit meshes to make the aeroponic system work the way I want. So I've before used a smaller one of these. So this is like the top where it has the holes to drip the water down, but I shrunk it before, and that was just so and then it would distribute water a little better. But in this case, I'm actually extending it because I want to support larger roots, and this is for something like a tomato plant that I want to use. And then these are my results. So I came out with some pretty big lettuce this year. These ones fit into like gallon-sized bags, and I had to like cut them up even because they just wouldn't fit. And I kind of was surprised by the results, and now I'm ready to go even bigger. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sergio. Our final presentation by Craig Nesty is about the challenges and the huge potential of establishing Fab Labs in small island states, developing states. So please welcome Craig to the stage.
Oops. Hi, good morning. My name is Craig Nesty. My presentation is very simple. We don't have a Fab Labs. We want a Fab Lab, and we want to participate in the global network and community. So a background on what I'm going to talk about a little bit. Oh, it's right here. Why a Fab Lab in Dominica, the challenges we face, and how I hope to get there. So Dominica is not the Dominican Republic, as most of you might think. It's a small little island on the eastern side of the chain of islands. It's a population of about 72,000 people, GDP of less than 10,000 per capita. We have one of the highest emigration rates in the Caribbean. All the young kids are flying off to the United States, Europe for better conditions. Production economy is based on agriculture and tourism. So I think a Fab Labs would create a significant economic impact on the island. Like if you look at the slides before, it was centrally located. So we have very high cost in traveling. But there's a ferry that runs between 4 of the islands, and we're centrally located there. And all 4 islands together would form about a million people in population size. The other reasons here are stuff that you all know very well about STEM and the technology gap and project-based learning and accelerating entrepreneurship and innovation, which we most dearly need. I'll talk a little bit about the project-based learning aspect in Dominica. In the 1970s, we had the US government donate some lathes and some manufacturing equipment, and there were stories about students building wooden cars and driving around campus. This has died off, and this is no longer the case. Teachers are now focused on the Caribbean Examination Council curriculum, and it's all about theory and studying. So we try to intervene in that way. We've created something called a Tech Expo, where we gave all of the high schools in Dominica Arduino kits, microcontrollers, servo motors, LEDs, and we asked them to create something. And out of that, only 3 schools responded in 2023. And in 2024, we had 7 schools responding. So we're trending in the right direction. So we tried to figure out what we were doing wrong, because the education system wasn't lining up with the project-based initiatives we were doing. So we Googled all around, we came across Fab Labs and Fab Academy. And I think that would help significantly in transforming the educational landscape on the island. So we've already gotten some space allocated to us that we need to refurbish, and basically we're looking for your help. So Fab Labs, our vision is very well aligned with your vision, and we think we just need you, and we need your help to come on board. This presentation was prepared a while ago, so I've since realigned my thoughts with a lot of people I've met here from Switzerland, Italy, China, Mexico, Georgia, Atlanta, and I've come to realize that we don't need $67,000 to build a Fab Labs, but we do need to train people. We do need to fly people out or fly people in. So we need the help of the global economy, and we need your guidance in doing this properly and following best practice. And we invite you all to come on board. I hope this plays, because this is the key of my presentation. So I'm basically trying to entice you, especially those who want to relax and teach, to come to the island. I promise I'll take good care of you, and you have a worthwhile visit. Okay, this should be less than a minute, so it should finish pretty quickly. But we also have the largest population of indigenous people in the Caribbean on the island of Dominica. So it's a really unique place, a really special place, and I hope you all can find some time to at least help us or visit. Thank you. So this is my question mark for the global support. I have already mentioned that I've met many wonderful, intelligent, fantastic people here. We do have some local support. We have the local tech, telecoms companies on board, and the local tech companies on board, and the National Bank on board. So we do have some access to resources, but we need more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Craig. Please give a massive round of applause for all of our Fab Blast speakers today and throughout the week. I think it's been such a fantastic program so far. As a general reminder, we have live translation available for the symposium that will be later this morning, so you can feel free to grab a radio from the desk outside. Additionally, I wanted to highlight that tonight is the Beyond Fashion Show at San Roque in Centro. There are buses that will leave from Edith between 6 and 6:30 to take people to the venue. So I think it's going to be a great time. I hope that you've had an opportunity to see the Artefab exhibit and explore all of the amazing projects that come from around the world, as well as locally in Puebla and other labs in Mexico. I think we are almost ready to proceed. I think this morning we're also intending to highlight a project that ran concurrently with the Fab City challenges in across Mexico, and continuing on the work from the 2023 challenge in Bhutan. So we'll be discussing future fabrics. And this morning we're also featuring Fab Love, which is a time-honored tradition celebrating the more social and the connections that we make at these Fab conferences. And I think we're ready to go. Great. So as I mentioned, Artefab has been going on at San Roque, the event or the location for tonight's event. And with that, I would like to welcome Anastasia Pistofidou, Claudia Simonelli, and some of the participants from the Future Fabrics presentation to come to the stage.
So I would like to invite Angela, Anna,
Fab
Annie.
Academy initiative developed in collaboration with Fab Lab Yucatan in Merida, aiming on preserving and continuing the rich cultural heritage of Yucatan. We work intensively for a week in the region to propose. Future Fabrics Mexico is a Fab Academy initiative developed in collaboration with Fab Lab Yucatan in Merida, aiming on preserving and continuing the rich cultural heritage of Yucatan. We work intensively for a week in the region to propose solutions to issues surrounding the preservation of knowledge. A total of 12 different kinds of traditional techniques are documented in both English and Spanish. We aim to understand the local dynamics and challenges regarding the craft processes. An accessible platform of Google Map is now developed and open for contribution, with a series of icons that represent different stakeholders in the value chain, from raw material to product creation, sales, and marketing. We curated stories from 5 different artisan communities in the region and sharing these artisans' entrepreneurship stories. Under our initiative, we developed a new loom kit designed to facilitate knowledge transfer. This loom draws inspiration from traditional tools, ensuring the preservation of the local technique. This new open source tool will allow any Fab Lab or makerspace worldwide to print a set for distributed education purposes. We have also developed comprehensive getting started guides, instruction manuals, and media resources to assist in the process. A full resource library from tooling to process is documented on how to work with the residual materials from natural fiber processing. Utilizing residual fiber and all types of waste allows us to achieve a more circular and sustainable process. Natural dyes have been an important part of the culture and handicrafts since Mayan times. Our initiative created a variety of natural dye tones from local accessible raw materials. We expanded the range of colors without adding more processes or materials that require greater resources, such as water or cooking time. A manual was created to share these recipes globally, maintaining an affordable price for the local production. These resources would be accessible for artisans to use. We also proposed a distinctive seal to identify the products made by the artisans. These seals will act as a symbol of identity. These stamps will act as a promotional agent for visibility and transparency. We made new toolings for fiber combing process, which was addressed by the artisans as a heavy-duty problem they can't solve. The new comb is adjustable, modular, and open source. Different modes are also created to help artisans accomplish more difficult geometries and designs. We hope the research creates meaningful impact to the local and global Fab Lab community by weaving technology into cultural preservation.
I don't know if I should be seated or standing. Gracias, Norella. Future Fabrics is a project where we did an open call. Here? Uh-huh. No? It's okay. Uh-huh. Future Fabrics was born in Bhutan within the Fab City Challenge, and from Bhutan, from the winning challenge, we were establishing we had the interest of establishing a working group that can work asynchronously in freedom of time and not commitment. So we said, since the context that we have been working in Bhutan was about a traditional craft that the Bhutanese use, which is the backstrap loom weaving, and since the Mayan culture is exactly using the same backstrap loom, which is the telar de cintura, why don't we continue our research since we want to work together? And we apply the same methodology in Yucatan. So from the challenge, we established the working group, and then we did the Future Fabrics Mexico. And the Future Fabrics Mexico uses a methodology that we have been developing many years at IAC Fab Barcelona and in different European projects I'm working, which is the approach of place, make, and design. Place is about community mapping, local cultural understanding, making interviews, understanding the stories, the people, premonitions, and visions for the future. Design is about looking how innovation, technology, digitalization can be brought into contemporary neo-artisanship, looking across the value chain and identifying pain points, processes, optimization, waste, upcycling, and circular design. And Make develops tools and machines that they are needed for craft. How can we foster knowledge transfer and digitization of traditional tools? So we have started with the mapping the local stakeholders across the value chain, from raw materials to artisans, design studios, industries, to shops. And then we also developed these icons for the different crafts of Yucatan, where we explain what is each of the crafts. And then I will invite my colleagues that they worked, because we split the group into the different subgroups, so I will invite my colleagues to talk about the different parts of the methodology: place, design, and make. Shannon.
Hello, everyone, again. So, in the Artisan Manifesto, where does it come from? So thank you very much. Free slides, thank you. So we started, because one of the big things we wanted to show is the community stories, but there's different ways to tell a story. So we created 3 dolls that represented these women that told the story in a different way. One of them used a stamp to show the quality of their work, show the proud that this is my work. Another one used to draw what they see, what they like, the sounds of their workshop. Another one likes to talk about about their stories. And we found out that a lot of these women in these communities are a bit of all the 3 of them. But the thing they really liked was this idea of a stamp, that it shows that it is my work, it is the quality, and the stamp represents them as an individual or as the community. So you can see on the slide that I created different designs, and these represent stories of the community. To go quickly, the weave of the Henneken. It was a story of a woman who was 70 years old when we talked to her. She learned how to weave at 50. Quickly, yes, sorry. And her husband didn't want her to leave and get out of the house, but she was like, no, I want to learn something. So that was very inspiring. And we found out that the stamp was much more than that, because it's a distinctive seal, and it shows the work that is from the artisan of Yucatan, and it shows their identity and a bridge from tradition and modernity. I can't say that word. Modernity. Sorry about that. And that shows the visibility. Speaking of these, it's the down button. Down button right. More down, more down, more down. Oh, which button down? Sorry.
It's okay. I will pass the.
No? Sorry, technical difficulties. Well, the next slide is showing the people with some photos of the people we visited. Comunidad Santa Rosa, Xochitl, Sacaba, Granada, Tancuche, and we thanked them very, very much. And we got a beautiful feedback of a community who really adores these stamps and want to have one of their own. And next is Angela with the dyes and paper.
Hello, I'm Angela Barbour from Brazil, Fab Academy too. And it was very interesting because we worked with the dyes, main dyes that were used by the Mayan community, and these natural dyes were used in a small, oh my God, we tried to make them, to give them another possibilities with the same materials, using some pH modifiers and so on. So they have more possibilities with the same material to get more colors. And also we have worked with the waste material of them. They have a lot of fibers that are waste, that they throw out, and we work with them how they could use these fibers to produce something to have incomes, to give incomes to them. So we work with the Henneken fibers waste to paper and to biocomposites. It was very interesting because cellulose is one of the most abundant material in the world. Each time you remove the grass in your garden, you can collect this material and make paper. And with the paper or with the pulp paper, you can make also other objects and whatever you want. It's a wonderful material, and we shared this with them.
So for the next is the make. So last year what we did was to create a tool, an education kit, where we can, if you can change slides someday, to bring to the youth, because one of the problematic was that the design of the textile was but very, very late. So by bringing this kind of tools very young, we would like to know if it was interesting or if they can integrate electronic, for example. So it was a way of keeping this kind of culture. So this year, instead of having an educational kit for 3 years old to 10 years old, we did an educational kit for 10 years old to 18 years old that we can divide into different steps. that we designed by inspiring of the telar de la cintura, which is the traditional loom here, and that we test with the communities and with some kids of the kid camp. Okay. So it was really insightful, and I think we missed a little bit of time, so we discovered a lot of things that we will change during the year, but hopefully we have some person in the team that will come back in Merida during the year, so we can improve this kind of kit and then test it again during this year. But this tool, that is the telar da cintura, it's a digital one. So we made one that it's fully 3D printable, and we made a few other versions that we can probably mold it. So as a system, we can probably, create a mold for a community, and then you can come and you can just mold this one. Because another problem here that is very typical at the Yucatan Merida is that the person, even if you're a weaver, you don't have access to the tool. If it's broken or you just don't have it, but sometimes you have the knowledge to do it. So by having a parametric loom, you can actually build your own. This is one of the pictures. It's really, really interesting because we are in a community, and you can see that, well, this is a costurado. It's another technique that we are really interested that it's very popular in the Yucatan Merida, and you have still other problematic that is similar. So based on that, we discovered that the combing process of the inican, so you can see the fiber at the beginning, it's a little bit like hair, but very harsh, so you have to comb it. And one part is to make it easier, make it more ergonomic. So we create one. No? Okay. We make tools to increase the ergonomic of the work, and a mold to make sure that, well, they have its circle, and they want it to be square. So with a sweep element, we create some mold by the digital fabrication. So yes, thank you very much.
Yes. One. We can go. So we hope that this research group can continue. It's very nice to be able to work once a year on same topics and build upon what you have been doing the previous year. We don't know if Czech Republic will be having the same backstrap loom, but I think that there will be many different crafts in the textile area that we can explore. And we also hope that you can go and navigate the website that is immense. The amount of work that was generated is as if there was 2 years of research project.
Thank you very much to the Future Fabrics team, and we hope that you have the opportunity to continue with the research. So moving into some announcements, I just wanted to highlight that we are aware of a blockage, a road blockage between here and Ciudad de Mexico. I know that many participants are traveling over the next few days. So we just want to emphasize that if you are heading back to Ciudad de Mexico, please allow yourself extra travel time to make sure that you can make all of your flights or other travel arrangements. Okay, so with that, I would like to welcome the Global Kids team to lead today's Fabersize. Everybody stand up. We're gonna have fun. It's next. Okay. It looks like we're undergoing a shark attack. Up right here. There we go.
Oh, hi. We're Global Kids, represented by Fab Labs from all around the world. The mission is to share fabrication with children all around the world and culture as well. And today, I'm not exactly sure what culture we're sharing, but animal culture. Yes, that's what that's what we're doing.
Ping pong. Ping pong.
Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark.
Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark.
Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt.
Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away! Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Ping pong. Ping pong.
Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark.
Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark.
Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt.
Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away! Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby.
Big thank you to Global Kids today. They've been running incredible programming through the Fab Festival this weekend and all through the week. They may have one or two more activities. You can check the schedule at fab24.fabevents.org. We're going to continue with some announcements and Fab Love, but we're having some technical difficulties, so I appreciate everyone's patience. We have water and coffee, but we would love it if you'd stay in the auditorium for the time being. We will break for a few minutes fairly soon, so we appreciate your patience.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we are here. Let's do here.
Okay, great. What's this one?
You want to do that one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, got it. We're back. Okay, so we need to put, yeah, you can be there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have.
Okay, it looks like we're back up and running. So I would like to remind everybody about the Fab Foundation and the University of Oulu survey about youth education in Fab Labs. Please take advantage of the QR code and submit your results. We believe it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. But if you submit the survey, then you may be featured in the analysis and the results. Next slide, please. Once again, we'd like to thank our incredible sponsors without whom we would not be here today. In addition to Ibero, our host, the Center for Bits and Atoms, we would also offer a huge thank you to CN for being an incredible host at the Fab Festival on Saturday and Sunday. The City of Puebla and the ministries that support the community here, as well as Dassault Systems, DS SolidWorks, Seed Studio. I believe they're running another version or another edition of one of their workshops this afternoon that proved so popular they asked to run it twice. Chevron and their commitment to STEM education, the Matwani Jadeja Foundation, who sponsored some of our youth participants, Magna and VW, who are here and presenting at the conference, as well as Formlabs, Brother, and Trotec. So thank you to all of our amazing sponsors. Next slide. And now I would love to present Sherry Lassiter with the time-honored Fab Love.
Oh, hello, everyone. Good morning, good morning. This is the time where we try to celebrate something a little more personal, a little more social. And so this is our Fab Love section. And the first thing I'd like to these are about milestones, personal milestones that you've been through in your life. And we had one group come in this year with something, a little bit of a different interpretation, which will help us take a new turn for the future. So let's start with engagements. So we have one beautiful engagement to announce today, and that's Fawn and Marie-Andre from EcoFab in Canada. And I don't know if Fawn is here this morning, but congratulations. It's absolutely beautiful. And now we have marriages. So this year, we have two to celebrate at least. This first one is Dane and Sabine from Studio 5 in Qatar. What's really fun, and I think Ted did this, Ted Hung did this a few years ago, but they are celebrating their honeymoon here with us, which is really kind of nice, very special. There you are, right there. Stand up, please. Oops, sorry. And then we have Roberto and Michelle from Fab Labs Zoe in Ecuador. Roberto, are you here? Or Michelle? At any rate, they are longtime friends and partners. Congratulations. It looks like it was a beautiful wedding. Oh, my goodness. And then we have babies. This should say babies, not baby. But we had a Valentine's Day baby this year, Ami, who was born on February 14th to Sibu and Safna in Kerala. Sibu, are you here? There you are. Yes. Congratulations, Dad. And then Inda Eliza. She was born January 9th this year to Kira and Thomas in Bali. And I don't know if they're up yet or here, but now we've got two. So congratulations and welcome to the world, Inda. And then milestones. So I had put out a request to the network to, for people to come back with milestones in their life, and and I expected weddings and engagements, etc. But these two young people are so passionate about fabrication and making that they sent me a new set of milestones, and these are the moon makers, Camila and Diego Luno. And they wanted you to know that their very first Fab Lab visit was in May of 2019 in Madrid. Their first Maker Fair was, as exhibitors was also in 2019 in Berlin. And this is their first experience with the Sesame Street characters, promoting creativity, creation, robotics, and more in August of 2017. And now they're here with us, and that's another really big milestone. They're going to be doing some podcasts. They've been doing podcasts all week, and they'll continue to do podcasts. So, if you see them, step up and volunteer. These are two wonderful young, very creative young makers. So, are you here, Camila or Diego yet? No, not yet, but you'll recognize them when you see them. They're absolutely amazing. So, thank you. We are Fabily. Okay. Later. Break. I think it's break time.
All right, we're going to break. We invite everybody to return for the symposium at 11 o'clock, so we ask that you come back inside in 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
Christian, are we live? ¿Estamos live? To day 4 of FAB24. Today we're going to start with the Innovative Industries Symposium. It's going to be moderated by Alejandra Diaz de Leon. So I want to give it a round of applause to Alejandra.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I know a lot of you because I was part of the Fab Lab network for so long, a few years back, and even though I stopped collaborating with the network a few years ago, it's very exciting to reconnect and to be here and be part of this. I'm very excited. For those who don't know me, I'm an architect, but I'm a maker at heart, a fabber. And today I'm here with a different hat. Today I'm here with a hat of corporate and industry, and we are going to discuss some ideas around innovation, artificial intelligence that are happening in big companies and how the fab mindset, the fabber mindset, it's very relevant for transforming the industry. So also I currently lead the design technology area of Gensler, Mexico. For those who don't know, Gensler is a firm, an architectural firm that has 53 offices around the world. So hopefully I can also talk about how we innovate in Gensler and how we also have some Fab Labs in some of the offices. And to do this discussion, I want to invite Mariel Breton. Please join us. And Gabriel Descontrillas. So I think you already know the format. We're going to start with Mariel giving a presentation of what she does. She is the Global Director of Corporate Programs at Romby. She oversees strategic business initiatives from ideation to implementation. She reports directly to the CEO. She has a very relevant position from here, from the Mexico office. And she's very highly experienced in strategic planning, in program evaluation, budget management, and so on. I had the opportunity to talk to Mariel earlier, and I'm very inspired. She's a very powerful woman. She also is a mother, and she did her master and continued her studies while also taking care of her kids. So that's also something that is very interesting, and we'll talk about it. And also before Romby, she had a trajectory in Energizer and SKF. So she's here to share a little bit about her experience and what she does at Romby. So please, Mariel.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. I am born and raised here in Puebla, so welcome to Puebla as well. Yep. Romby is an IoT, Internet of Things, SaaS, software as a service startup. We have our headquarters in Santa Clara, California, and our affiliate branch office for Mexico is here in Puebla. That is our mission statement. I don't want you to read it. It's something that is to be understood. We believe in making visibility in the supply chain more democratic and easier to use, and more value within the chain of actions. So what does that mean? We have a blend of firmware, software, and hardware. It all starts with IoT devices. They are there to ping information. We call these senses. So we do not ship anything at all. We are a logistics partner. We accompany shipments, and those shipments require real-time visibility. So we can ping senses of altitude, temperature, humidity, ambient, shock, tilt. There's a very wide range. And it started with trackers, so yes, we know where things are, but we know the state, the dwell time, if there are congestion. There are constraints throughout all supply chains, and we call supply chain professionals, we call them heroes, because they have to deal with challenges in adaptability, flexibility, and efficiency. So we call this making the lives of others easier, because they need to have solutions that are faster, cheaper, and better.
Want to improve supply chain efficiencies, reduce logistics disruptions, and delight your customers? Then you need better real-time visibility of your shipments and supply chain assets. Roamby can
A very
help.
short video.
Our visibility solution works end-to-end on any shipment or supply chain asset, moving by truck, rail, air, or ocean, with better ETA predictions and a verifiable chain of custody. Intervene on time to rescue cold chain shipments at risk. Detect theft or tamper. Improve work and process efficiency. And better manage inventory. Or returnable assets such as bins, pallets, tanks, or trays, even when they move outside your enterprise network. It starts with our purpose-built IoT sensors attachable to your goods and assets to monitor location and condition on demand. Assign our sensors to your shipments or supply chain assets in bulk on the Roamby app or through your existing enterprise software. Our immersive location-aware platform combines sensor data with non-sensor intelligence to generate meaningful supply chain signals. Our supply chain signals offer foresight into shipment delays, temperature excursions, aging assets, and inventory shortfall at a location. A 24/7 supply chain control tower called B Central then intervenes promptly to keep your business running without missing a beat. Use our signals to trigger workflows and automate your logistics. Access dashboards, trends, reports, and insights, ultimately creating a digital twin. With better multimodal shipment ETAs, you can now deliver on time and in full. With more than 80% cold chain compliance, you can avoid inventory shortfall arising from rejected goods. With analytics by lane, port, airport, and transporter, you can now plan your logistics better. With live insights about asset performance, you get more than 4 times ROI from your supply chain assets. Join hundreds of enterprises building unmatched customer experience with better supply chain.
All right, so that is Roamby. We've been around for 10 years. It has not been an easy path. Silicon Valley startups, we learn, I don't want to say the hard way, but it is embracing failure as a part of our journey. And in this journey, we rely on several tools. I really enjoyed the presentation from about an hour ago from Volkswagen, where they talked about agility. We also embrace agility as a methodology within Roamby. But today I want to share with you about the objective and key result strategic execution framework. It is one of the programs I champion. I didn't know about OKRs until I joined this company, and it is now more commonplace. You will all hear about OKRs. We know that small companies use them, but now also very large corporations. So here in Puebla, a very large corporation now incorporating this methodology is Forbia, and it's now working for a 200,000 employee company with also several operations globally. For us, it helps us with corporate building. It's part of our culture. And we like it because it is a system that allows us to embed innovation in most of what we do. Again, OKR means objective and key result. That's the name of the framework. It is incredibly straightforward, incredibly easy to deploy, to implement. The tricky part is sometimes writing out the OKRs because they have to make sense and they have to pass what we call a necessary and efficiency test. I love it because at the core it is a hypothesis test. That is what it is. And it has that in common with Six Sigma, which I also very much enjoy. OKRs became famous about 20, 25 years ago. A person named John Doerr from Intel, he adopted them to Google, and Google was incredibly successful using this strategic execution methodology. Several of the products you use, like Bard, the AI, Google Maps, and many others, they were born using this methodology. The benefits of the methodology are several. I like it because it empowers employees to say no, because they are already planning their work. So it's about managing resources and constraints. It's also about cross-team collaboration. So it helps with breaking down silos. I think I'm maybe speaking too fast. Yes? I'm good? It helps with accountability. Every OKR is attached to a name, so the employee becomes a goal setter, a goal owner, an OKR owner, and they have to, I don't want to say they have to deliver, but it is a social contract amongst peers. And this is how it plays out. The pyramid structure you see there at the top is the mission statement, which is why I started this presentation referencing our mission statement. That is the why of our company. So for entities, NGOs, any organization works in the same way. We are all purpose-led, and that's at the top. At the bottom are the key results. Those are the steps we take, the initiatives to reach our results. So it's a very simple formula. It's basically, if we do these actions, we believe we will be closer to a construct of success that we plan for our teams, for our company. OKRs run on dual cadences. We establish them on a yearly basis and then on a quarterly basis. And this is wonderful because every 3 months we are challenged to innovate, ideate, and iterate. There's always an economic scientist in these audiences. I'm very weary of them because there's the definition and the differentiation of ideation and innovation. I'm very fortunate that I can work with both. Rombi holds several patents, game-changing patents in technology, and we work trying to make things better. That is actually our main cultural statement, and we hire thinking of this statement. We hire looking for an entrepreneurial mindset and also an innovation mindset. We also believe it can be taught, and that's why it's embedded in our everyday systems. Another thing I want to say about this is in the middle you see strategy. So we all know from strategic planning that it's an everyday thing, it doesn't go away, and it's also very challenging. This is an example of what started as an OKR 2 years ago at Rombi. It was a company-wide objective, so it had all the teams involved. Our teams in India, in Ahmedabad, in Mumbai, our team here in Mexico, where we are a center of excellence for Control Tower. So I'm just going to show you a very brief 20-second video. That's it, that's the video. No sound. And this is the prototype that then became the product, and we are now going deviceless. So we started with the bees, that's why it's Rombi, the bees. They are like, think of it as your phone, like an iPhone. So it can hear you, it connects to the cloud, and it sends all that information. How much information? It depends how you customize it, but it can be like every 10 seconds, it's telling you where the cargo is, at what temperature, if it could have suffered tampering along the way. So that is, billions of data every day. And then we make sense of that data. We also incorporate many digital tools. And this has an SMS. It has a battery. So this is the future of deviceless IoT. So most of you have wearables, like your watches. So it's the same. It's the same technology. And this is to prove the point that OKRs work for us. We knew they worked at Google and Netflix and all these other companies. Now we're very happy they work for us. And we also invite our customers, our partners. So we also work with a World Food Program to help them track food, right? And I'm almost at the end, so it's not going to be death by PowerPoint. I just want to end my part with innovation best practices. This is the topic that we're discussing today, and it is easier when you think of innovation on a daily basis. This methodology helps us with that, but also many other best practices, holding innovation days, holding innovation days and meetings with customers, with partners. Of course, we have a lot of software developers at Rombi, so hackathons are commonplace. And with a methodology like this, it is very challenging on the cultural side. We call our employees and associates responsible rebels. I am a responsible rebel. I'm surrounded by 150 responsible rebels. It's tricky to ask them to do something because they are programmed to challenge and question everything. When we ask them to work with a methodology like this, we have to prove every day that it will be relevant and it will bring value to them. Because again, they're rebels. They just won't do things because you tell them to. Nobody does nowadays anyway. So thank you very much. I live in Puebla. That's usually how I work. I work from home, but I also go to the office. I work anywhere. We have offices around the globe. I love topics such as nearshoring as well. And we partner with Universidad Iberoamericana, very closely. Rombi runs on OKRs, coffee, and about 25% of our workforce in Puebla is Iberoamericana Puebla alumni. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to discussing some of the points you just presented in a few minutes. But before, I'd like to introduce you to Gabriel Descontrillas. Gabriel is the Human Resources Director at Magna, specifically at Cosma Group. He's been there for almost 30 years, so she has a very wide experience within the group. And we'll talk about this later, but he started in the engineering area. He's an industrial engineer, and then he moved to IT and finally to human resources. So he knows very well how the company works, and he's going to tell us more about it. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you very much, Alejandra. Well, it is true. I have so many years in my current job that I normally, when I go out to my division, I need to fill out a fixed asset authorization. Well, anyway.
Sorry to interrupt. Also, if we can switch to Spanish, si cambiamos a español también y quieres presentar en español, tenemos mucha audience.
Can you help me just to pause the video, please? Thank you very much. And we can start again, but hold on a second. So exactly, thank you, Alejandra. That's what I will say immediately, that I will switch to my mother tongue, Spanish. So please use the translation devices. I want to thank you first to everybody, because you are here, you invite us. I have some co-workers here, and some looks like fans of me, but they are not. They are just good friends. And I already saw that you are a beautiful community. I have been part of the WhatsApp chat, and I have so much fun just watching all the messages and everything. I believe you guys already know of our beautiful city, or you already eat mole poblano for sure, chile en nogada. You already know how good things are, and also this great university that is the Ibero Puebla. Well, now I'm going to change to Spanish. But lastly, before I switch, please take a look in this video. It's very small, but it's going to help me to explain what we do at Magna.
Magna's deep expertise across the vehicle, systems integration, and complete vehicle manufacturing help us deliver on tomorrow's mobility challenges today. That's what we call the power of Magna. Seamlessly integrating ADAS cameras within the interior mirror to actively monitor, predict, and help reduce distracted driving, ultimately making our roads safer. Delivering lightweight access modules with integrated mechatronics and ADAS capabilities, offering automakers brand distinction and unique experiences for the customer. Creating electrified powertrain systems with our complete suite of ADAS hardware and software products to generate best-in-class efficiency and range while also protecting our planet. This is how we think like an automaker without being one, because collectively, we bring a holistic approach to our customers. That's the power of Magna.
Muy bien. Bueno, todo lo que está en ese video, aunque parece que es pura animación digital, existe, ¿no? Es real. Y platicando un poquito de lo que es Magna, somos una gran corporación. Tenemos, como ustedes pueden ver ahí, algunos datos, alrededor de 345 fábricas, ¿no?, de manufactura a nivel global. Estamos distribuidos en 5 continentes, 28 países, y somos apenas 177,000 empleados alrededor del mundo, los cuales nos levantamos todos los días con la intención de hacer un buen trabajo, pero también aportar en este concepto que es de innovación y de lo que es la tecnología de la movilidad, que ahorita les voy a explicar de qué se trata. Magna tiene, como ustedes vieron en el video, algo que le llamamos el poder de Magna, y es que somos probablemente el único proveedor que tiene esa cantidad de diversidad de productos, todos encaminados a la industria automotriz. Es decir, podemos hacer un vehículo completo, sin embargo no lo hacemos. Entonces, podemos ver las cosas como lo haría un manufacturero de equipo original, pero no lo somos. Entonces eso nos da una ventaja. Como pueden ver en la diapositiva, tenemos sistemas de asientos, tenemos sistemas de carrocería y chasis, tenemos sistemas de todo lo que es el motor, el eje de transmisión, tren motriz, mecatrónica, electrónica, espejos, asientos, básicamente todo. Y esto nos permite tener soluciones muy integrales a lo que son las necesidades de nuestros clientes. Tenemos ya 65 años como Magna, y eso nos ha dado un gran conocimiento y experiencia de nuestro negocio. Y eso, bueno, pues nos permite también hacer muchas innovaciones, de las cuales vamos a platicar a continuación. Pero bueno, quiero terminar comentándoles que cuando nosotros hablamos de tecnología de movilidad, en realidad el concepto que tenemos en Magna se remonta un poco a la historia de la humanidad, ¿no? Y decimos, bueno, es que cómo las personas se mueven de un punto A a un punto B y cómo los productos, los bienes se mueven de un punto A a un punto B, ha sido parte interesante de la historia humana y ha moldeado y ha influido en esa historia. Y nosotros creemos firmemente que ese concepto de movilidad sigue teniendo el mismo papel y el mismo rol actualmente. Y estamos muy enfocados en hacerlo más seguro, más inteligente y más amigable con el medio ambiente, más limpio.
Muchas gracias, Gabriel. So we were going to have a third panelist today. He didn't make it, so I'm going to also participate in the discussion. And well, we just heard from two different industries in two different scales. No, on one side we have Rombi, that is a scale-up, that wants to be a unicorn and is preparing for an IPO. And then we have Magna, who is a huge corporation with, I don't know, 170,000 employees or something like that. No, we have like different scales of companies. At Gensler, where I work, we are a design firm. We are about 6,000 employees. For an architectural firm, I like to think it's big, but then I see Magna and I'm like, no, we're tiny, no? But we have our differences on how we operate and in our goals. However, we have one thing in common, and is that we all seek to innovate. And innovation, maybe a few years back, was something that we tried as companies. We wanted to innovate. We wanted to bring new stuff to the table. We wanted to produce, to improve, to optimize in innovative ways. However, in a previous conversation, I like something that Mariel said. She said, we innovate our company because we are an innovation company, but also because we need to survive the market. No, we need to innovate to survive and to maintain relevant and to at the end to sell, no, and to be a company that keeps going on. So from that point of view, talking about how innovation is key for industries and companies to maintain its relevance and to keep going on, I'd like to ask Mariel, could you tell us a little bit more about that perspective? You already told us about the importance of OKRs and your programs and your methodologies, but how do you ensure an innovation mindset in Rombi?
Thank you. That's a difficult question because we do not want to have too many guardrails. We do not want to have limits, but a healthy innovation within a company that is so small, you just have to protect your employees. There's only so much you can do. For it to make sense to us, we basically have four areas where we want to innovate. One of them is to bring customer delight. So it's not only about customer retention, it's about making our customers happy. And that's the end goal of any company, right? You exist to have customers, to keep them and have them love your service or product or whatever it is you do. A second reason is to grow revenue. I'm not going in order here. I don't want you to think I'm just a mercenary today. But yes, growth revenue is extremely important. We find innovation is the outcome. The reason is to fuel growth. And the third one would be to give us a cutting edge. And that can mean different things. It means sometimes efficiency, cutting costs, cutting time, just operating better. And we didn't come up with that. I started in manufacturing. So I started with steel and chemical components, and I learned that from them. I used to work at a company called Cookson Electronics. They started 300 years ago making cannonballs for the British Empire to take over the world. And now they do printed circuit boards. That's what Intel runs on. So you see companies, not only small ones, but extremely large ones, doing this to survive. I hope that answered the question.
So I think it did, yeah. Thank you, Mariel. And yeah, So now let's move to Magna. No, like you've been from the beginning in the technology area and engineering, then in IT, now in human resources, and you've been there for a while, for enough time to see how it's evolved, how the company has evolved, has made decisions to innovate, to continue to change even, and you are in the core of a transformation, of a digital transformation in mobility, no? How can you, what are your thoughts on and from your experience, no, from all the 30 years that you've been there, have you identified like keys to success in innovating, how to be there, to be at the top of what's happening? Do you have any keys, maybe tips or maybe recommendations of what you've seen in your company that it's actually the one that is transforming mobility?
Gracias. Pues no hay mucha diferencia con respecto a lo que nos platica Mariel. Como ustedes saben, ha habido una transformación realmente importantísima y enorme en la industria automotriz. Esto comienza, como ustedes lo recordarán, con tratar de reducir las emisiones de los tubos de escape de los automóviles como para ayudar o aportar a esta parte de la crisis climática. Y eso impulsa todo lo que es la electrificación, ¿no? Que en los últimos 4 años, pues todos lo hemos visto, ha tenido un crecimiento exponencial. Ya no es lo mismo como hablamos ahora de los autos eléctricos a como hablábamos antes, ¿verdad? Que los veíamos más lejano. Eso realmente es una preocupación, o bueno, es una dinámica de cambio que afecta también a nuestros clientes, a los fabricantes y a los consumidores. Yo les podría decir que, hablando de mi generación X, cuando teníamos 16, 17, 18 años, íbamos pensábamos qué serían las características para adquirir un auto, pues realmente nos remontamos a decir, pues la potencia, ¿no? La conducción, o sea, hablábamos realmente de eso. Y eso ha cambiado muchísimo. Ahora un consumidor de un auto, antes de comprarlo, evalúa muchas otras cosas, características que no existían, que ahora ofrecen los autos y que toman en consideración. Entonces, eso nos ha forzado definitivamente como corporación a innovar, porque es la única manera, o es tal vez, si no la única, de las más importantes maneras en las que nosotros podemos mantener y ganar nuevos negocios en la industria en la que estamos. Dicho lo cual, contestando tu pregunta, Ale, algo que hacemos nosotros en Magna es que nos enfocamos mucho en las preguntas que nos hacemos a nosotros mismos. Entonces, hace algunos años, por ejemplo, muchos años, la pregunta en la industria automotriz, por poner un ejemplo, era ¿qué tenemos que hacer para que el auto sea más seguro para su conductor y sus pasajeros? Y de ahí que la investigación y desarrollo pues daba como resultado cosas que conocemos ya muy cotidianas, como son las bolsas de aire, los cinturones de seguridad y todas estas mejoras, ¿no? Cristales antiastillables, etcétera. Ahora en Magna lo que nosotros nos preguntamos, porque esa pregunta, si se fijan, pues ya tiene como, da por hecho que va a haber un accidente. Ahora nosotros nos preguntamos, ¿qué tenemos que hacer o qué tiene que existir para prevenir un accidente, para que el accidente no ocurra? Y eso nos lleva que la investigación y desarrollo tiene un resultado completamente distinto. Y entonces nos lleva a innovar y a pensar en soluciones como las que ustedes vieron en el video, ¿verdad? Que tiene que ver con una cámara integrada en un espejo interior, retrovisor, que permite leer las facciones, las caras, las pupilas del conductor y determinar si se está distrayendo, si está cansado, y tiene la capacidad inclusive de evaluar a los pasajeros también, si traen el cinturón de seguridad, etcétera, y puede ser escalable también otras cosas como reconocimiento facial y conferencias, etcétera. Entonces, aparte de eso, pues estamos muy enfocados y nos ha llevado a desarrollar sistemas de sensores y de radares que capturan y colectan información de todo lo que es alrededor de la conducción, justamente para evitar y prevenir un accidente. Entonces, pues sí, la innovación es muy importante, compartimos eso yo creo que todas las empresas chiquitas o grandes, porque es una manera de permanecer y sobrevivir, y es una de las cosas que hacemos nosotros para impulsar esa innovación, entre otras más, es esta, ¿no? Hacernos las preguntas como adecuadas, ¿no? Le ponemos mucho énfasis a eso.
Por acá, Mariel, tenías un comentario adicional.
Yes, I have to add this. The game changer since at least the last 4 years has been artificial intelligence. We can't have a discussion regarding innovation without bringing that in, because it surrounds us and it is the best tool. We now see that there is potential for companies that only have 7 people, 10 people, and they will reach billion-dollar valuations because they're powered now by so much more. So if you see one person, but they have AI on their side, they are saving a lot of time. They are being assisted with hypothesis testing, with validation testing. It is just so large. The potential is huge. And I recommend where I work, and I do it myself, to start every day with small habits related to AI. I force myself to do this in different concepts and different activities. If I have to write a memo, it's just faster if I start with an AI tool to help me. If I have to write a press release, it's the same thing, or work on a customer presentation. So it is something to be embraced, not feared. I know that when the discussion started several years ago, it was about, oh, AI is going to take over my job. No, it's going to change your job. It has changed mine. It will change all jobs, but it's changing everything. It's changing education. I've heard all of you this week, and you're all working on such aspirational and innovative, huge goals, right? I heard you on the SDG forum and education, and you have spoken this week about future-proofing skills. I also call these recession-proofing skills, especially after this week. And AI will help us. It will help us stay in the game, perform better, and then the time we have left, we can use it to be with our families. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, thank you. Norela just told me that we're running out of time, but I wanted to touch one last point, and it has to do with what you were just saying, skills, the importance of skills. I do think, I disagree with you, that in architecture, AI is going to take some of our jobs. So we need to bring it forward. We need to think about other things that architecture can offer, and not having many drafters and 3D modelers in our offices. No, I think we need people with those new skills of pushing the limits of what we can do in our professions. Especially in Mexico, that now we have the nearshoring. We have many industries that are coming, that are being located in Puebla, in Monterrey, in many areas of Mexico, and it's requesting for people with resilient skills, with many soft skills, beside the technical skills, that this is going to bring universities at this one, not to reinvent themselves again, to start developing these skills in young talent. So if we talk about that, you as a human resources lead, what kind of skills do you think that are more important in your new talent, your new employees?
Sí, Ale. Bueno, desde el punto de vista transformación digital, definitivamente la capacidad de analizar datos, desarrollar software, pues es algo que estamos actualmente buscando. Hay gran demanda, creo yo, de ese tipo de habilidades, y hasta inclusive me atrevería a decir que hasta poca oferta, o ya le ganó la demanda a la oferta. También obviamente pues la capacidad de trabajar en equipo, de adoptar el cambio, facilitar el cambio, la capacidad de solucionar problemas, algo que valoramos mucho. No nada más es tener la capacidad de ver un problema y denunciarlo, sino tener realmente un método como más científico, el que ustedes quieran, para definir, analizar, proponer, ¿no?, soluciones, ejecutar esas acciones y posteriormente evaluarlas y hacer ajustes, ¿no? Eso es algo que siempre hemos valorado y creo que ahora con tanto cambio tecnológico también es una de las habilidades que buscamos.
Yeah, and I like to think that, I know for sure that this room is full of people with those qualities, because I know Fabbers, we are like that, and then the Fab Academy programs and all the programs, I think they not only use us how to use machines and how to prototype and how to make things, but it actually develops in us the capacity of solving, of seeing different perspectives from one problem, and hopefully this could also be part of universities and school curricula from young ages, no? Do you have any additional comments regarding skills and talent?
Yes, I forgot to mention something. We currently work in the United States with the South Dakota State University. We have a partnership with them on a project for cellular blind spots. So it's when you're writing a what's up and it never makes it anywhere and it gets lost in limbo. So it's a project related to that, because sometimes that happens with our devices or the bees. They have all this information they have collected. We store it anyway, but it's not immediately sent. So I believe alliances with universities, with think tanks, with organizations, now that I've discovered the Fab, are incredibly promising, and they have to be utilized. I do not think innovation can be done in isolation. Nothing good ever comes out of isolation. So I just wanted to mention that as well. At Ibero, if there are any students, I also had my email there, so if you're looking for internships, please reach out to us. I've heard this word again also this week, frugal. We are a frugal company. You cannot get any more frugal than Romby. So a lot of us, we wear different hats. Another one of my hats is talent acquisition and our employer branding proposition. So I just want to send that out there. Maybe there are future responsible rebels here in the room.
Sí, quisiera agregar que ahora sí que ya convenio mi cachucha de profesional de recursos humanos, quiero decir que de verdad considero que la fuerza laboral mexicana, los trabajadores, los profesionistas es muy robusta y son increíbles. Tienen una disposición para aprender grandiosa, aparte de que son muy trabajadores, y así es. Y pues claro, un reconocimiento porque así es. Y les quería agregar que si ustedes combinan esa disposición de los trabajadores profesionistas mexicanos o los futuros trabajadores y profesionistas con lo que ustedes ofrecen como Fab Foundation con sus Fab Labs, proporcionan un entorno, un espacio donde se fomenta que hagan este tipo de aprendizaje, de solucionar problemas, este tipo de probar y fallar y aprender y mejorar y ser creativos. Creo que ustedes tienen la materia prima perfecta aquí.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for this space. Thank you to our panelists. And we're finished. I think now it's time for Kat from High Tech to come to the stage and present the High Tech initiative, Open Material Initiative. Yeah. Thank you.
Does it work? Yeah. Okay. When do you start? All right, everyone's sitting down. Hi, everybody. My name's Kat. Today we'll be talking for the next 30 to 40 minutes, unless Neil rushes me along, in which case you'll have much less time to hear my wonderful sense of humor. We also have on stage Dorian and Benga. Before we start, I also want to encourage everybody to join the high-tech WhatsApp group, and you can send questions throughout the session. And we also have a session in a working group at 4 p.m. later on where we can all work together and address all of this. And it's just a great way to connect. I'll throw out some keywords that we will explore in the next couple of minutes. Open source, traditional knowledge, local production, folklore, biodiversity, scientific support. What does this mean? We'll find out. As any grad student, this project brings together indigenous communities, Fab Labs, research, industry partners, and a lot of this becomes about preservation, and we will hear much more in a second. But as any grad student, the first thing I did when I got given this project was approach ChatGPT, because yes, AI is going to take all our jobs and all that. Unfortunately, ChatGPT really didn't help me, so apparently all these keywords that I just mentioned are really too difficult to imagine, so maybe my job is safe for the next 2 years. I then tried to ask it for a picture, and it gave me this, which looks great, I guess, you know. Yeah, what a wonderful future we look forward to. Then I talked to Dorian, and he used some more money to do this, and it looked much better. So I'll let Dorian describe how we even got started and working together, and we'll go from there.
Sure, thanks, Kat. So I'm Dorian Positano. I work at Procter & Gamble, and if you're not familiar with P&G, the way Neil often introduces me is that I represent all consumer products, which is a bit of an ego boost, but not a good way to meet friends at an event like this, unfortunately. But I can talk a little bit about how this sort of unexpected partnership came to be, and it, I would say, is pretty unexpected. But my goal by the end of this presentation is for everyone to walk away with clarity on why we want to work with everyone here. So first, a little bit about me. I've been in innovation roles at P&G for the past 10 years or so. And one of my jobs is I do our internal employee podcast. And it's sort of designed under the umbrella of how do we embrace possibility, broadly speaking, at P&G. And in every episode, I'll interview an external expert who's sort of helps us understand the world from a very different perspective. And many months ago, I reached out to Neil after hearing him on the Lex Friedman podcast to join mine. And in typical Neil fashion, his initial response was like, not quite a no, but the question of why. And then his second response to me asking him to come on the P&G podcast was, okay, fine, but I want to do an episode about how P&G is becoming obsolete. And so that caught my attention, and I'm glad it did, because P&G is very much a closed system. I mean, we tend to own what I call the value chain from raw materials to manufacturing all the way through to selling to consumers. And we sell a lot of the brands that you see on the screen, so across fabric care and home care, beauty and grooming. And Neil's kind of leap of faith assumption, which finally I digested and realized that he's probably right, is that the democratization of tools and technologies and capabilities will increasingly allow innovators and entrepreneurs to do a lot more of what maybe only P&G can do today at scale. And so we said to ourselves, well, what would happen if we explored an open source, decentralized environment where P&G can serve more consumers around the world and really step change our sustainability goals. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And over the past few months, we've engaged the Fab Lab in Rwanda, Chile, Peru, and one or two others. And it's been amazing what we've started to uncover as we pose this question of how can we change an industry by really embracing open source in the same way, by the way, that Microsoft did many years ago. And I think Neil was educating me that Steve Ballmer, the previous CEO of Microsoft, was famously quoted as saying, open source is, a cancer that needs to be dealt with in the world of software. And I think we might be at that stage for the consumer products industry. And so that's what's really cool that we're going to explore together. And just one last thing, I'm protecting myself against rambling here, so Kat, stop me whenever you want. But I joined a workshop a few days ago run by Anastasia, who was talking us through the various ways that you can make kombucha in various Fab Labs. It obviously regenerates. And so we envision a world where shampoo can be made in a lab, but using natural regenerative resources and completely change the game on how we can serve consumers across the categories where P&G plays. So that's the gist of why I'm here. And I think we're going to see some really cool case studies of how this has gotten started, and hopefully have some good questions. By the way, for those who are part of the WhatsApp group, if you want to ask questions as we go through this presentation, submit them, and I want to address them while we're here on stage, because again, my goal coming out of this is for everyone to understand how you can participate in this movement to change an entire industry.
Yeah, so having Dorian here at the conference has been great fun. I've been sending him to all of the biology workshops to get him to explore the vibes of the Fab community. But I also quickly want to address the thing of what is traditional knowledge. We've thrown this term out, and this is part of what this discussion is. This project goes a lot more than just finding out certain plants and then turning them into products. It's also about collecting oral histories. It's about engaging with family traditions, collecting family stories, embedding this in local practices, and then also looking at the native plants and all the other materials that come from this. That's kind of what I also find unique about this project, because it's beyond just the material aspect, but it is genuinely also a engagement with the communities where the stories that are being told and where the knowledge is coming from is being preserved. So the project in itself, the high-tech project, is in many ways about a preservation of indigenous knowledge with the support of scientific research, and a rediscovery for many communities who have been sort of led away from it with the progress of industrialization and globalization and all the key terms that we like to use so much. So a little circle diagram that a dear friend of mine has helped me make. We have the social aspect, which is the traditional community knowledge. We have the local structures, which in these case studies have been the Fab Labs, and that the technology partners, which has been P&G with the scientific analysis and support. And that is sort of the key wheel of the high-tech project that keeps turning around and influencing itself. As Dorian mentioned, we started out with 3 case studies, which were Peru, Chile, and Rwanda. We will hear from all 3 of them today. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us on the stage, so we'll have videos. And as in per usual video fashion, I asked for 3 minutes, I received 11, so we will get some scrolling around and some shortening. But we'll start out with Rwanda, and then Bengay on stage will also talk a little bit more about the Rwanda collaboration.
Hi, my name is Jean Sauvé. I'm Chief Scientist at Fab Lab Rwanda. And today, I would like to thank the High Tech for the journey we've been through discussing about material development in Rwanda in collaboration with P&G and driving ourselves to a milestone that we want to achieve for the next 5 years. Rwanda has a key point of development of infrastructure in research and development for material science. This is where Fab Lab has set goals and focus for the next 5 years. We, Fab Lab, we want to build a strong infrastructure that supports development for fabrics and other material resources that is used in sanitary product and skincare manufacturing. And we want to build a sustainable future for industrial development that already exists in the country, but still uses outsourced materials that can support and help them to grow and make their product cheaper and affordable. Infrastructure development will be focusing on the development of a long-standing technology and the production chain from raw materials that are available in the country, and driving ourselves further to development the new technologies that is required for women's sanitary products, especially reusable pads for women in menstruation periods, and focusing mostly on technology that is used in skincare using traditional milk fat that has taken over the country for pre-colonial period.
And then, Benga, if you want to talk a little bit more, because you visited Fab Lab Rwanda actually as part of this collaboration and were there in person.
Yes. Hi, my name is Benga Shwale, and I'm the director of feminine care hygiene products at P&G. I had the pleasure, as Kat said, of being in Rwanda, and excuse my voice, getting over a little bit of cold, but I had the pleasure of being in Rwanda back in June, and I spent a couple days with the Fab Lab and with some entrepreneurs, including meeting Alex and some other folks. And as part of that, I had the great pleasure of meeting the Cosmotive company. And Cosmotive was started by a young entrepreneur who was really interested in how she helps women with women's health, getting them more information about women's health topics. And as she did that and started her magazine, she realized that up to 18% of women and girls in Rwanda were missing school or work because of a lack of affordable menstrual care products, which is really sad to think about. Like, basically 1 in 5 women and girls were missing out on life just because they couldn't afford the products. So as an entrepreneur, she decided to tackle this challenge, and she created Cosmotive and started making these reusable pads, and I have some examples if people want to see later on what they look like. And she basically got these pads down to about $1 each. And because they're reusable, they can be washed and reused, then it became a lot more affordable for girls and women in Rwanda. Now, part of the challenge, though, for her is to get this even cheaper is she's currently using materials that she imports into the country. So part of what we want to do is partner with the Fab Lab, with Cosmotive, and understand, one, how do we better understand how these products work and deliver for the consumer, but also understand using the technologies of the Fab Lab and University of Rwanda, how we create a supply chain within Rwanda, right, so that she can drive the cost down. So it's projects like this that really, really excite us, because it's an area that we have a lot of passion for within P&G. You all know our Always brand, or I think in Mexico it's actually the Whisper brand. So this is an area where we have a big business in. We're passionate about women's health, and it gives us an opportunity in countries where we're not currently playing in this market to affect the lives of young women and girls.
You can clap, that's fine. The next case study we will hear from is Benno in Peru, who is a familiar face and name to many here, but unfortunately couldn't be with us today as well.
Ari, Naro Ana, Nandaritake Amazonaki Abisake Medio Ciclo Osarensi, Eranitake no Pake Kametsaiteri, Apayetari Kametsa, no Sabantakeri Ashaninka, no Hempeki Saiki Tsimeri, Kapitori Meiri, Koshiripe, Noitsuki, Pariatsiri, Kipatsiki, Yobaro Maniro, Itairiki, Sharonipe, Aisati Pashinipe, Kimoshire, Yayetiro no Itsuki, Antamiko, Meka Odini Kapichaki, Nandaritake de Añato, Aisati Narori, no Kamako.
In the last 30 years, the world's biodiversity has suffered significant losses. More than 420 million hectares of forests have disappeared, mainly due to agriculture and urban expansion. Urgent need to change the model. reinvent industry, reverse predation, regenerate biodiversity. Regen. Fab Lab Peru project, part of High-Tech Open Initiative, in collaboration with Amazonian native communities, driven by a desire to explore and preserve indigenous knowledge globally, with support from scientific research.
Mediante estos caminatas, estas búsquedas, nosotros hemos encontrado un buen aliado que es el Fab Lab.
The rescue of ancestral knowledge is not a contemplative look at the past. It is essentially a creative action that invites us to imagine and build together the future we desire.
Ese tipo de plantas que se están extinguiéndose y hay bastantes especies que vamos a recuperar mediante estos proyectos que vamos a hacer.
Science and culture together, developing new products for holistic care. For Native communities, the forest is not an object, but a subject, a member of the family. Indeed, the most important member. This leads them to respect and care for it. At Regen, we register depredated areas, measure their level of biodiversity, and design plans for their accelerated reforestation, focusing on native plants, especially those at risk of extinction. These native plants are the basis for the co-creation of multifunctional products that benefit people's physical and emotional health, such as Huito, Genipa americana. Huito juice is used to protect teeth for months. In some regions, the fruit is used to make traditional drinks and desserts. It is also used in rituals and spiritual practices to promote tranquility and emotional balance. It is used to dye hair and treat scalp issues such as dandruff and itching. Huito extract is applied to strengthen and add shine to hair. The Huito fruit produces a natural dye in dark blue or black, which is used to dye fabrics and traditional crafts. Huito is used in the preparation of ointments and creams to treat skin conditions such as rashes and burns. It is also used as makeup and temporary tattoos in traditional ceremonies.
Nohitake no shitsa apinto, abitsanota nakero kipatsi. Kajemansi ayayetiri, aretaka ayetirori noitsuki, eisati kamantansi ashi onchatomashi. La naturaleza no es un objeto. Inchatomashi kari antayayetiri iropero irashi ashaninga.
So as you can maybe already tell, each location has a vastly different approach to what we were doing, and that was also part of the experiment and the case studies, and will continue with each location because it has to be, every case study is driven by the desire of the community and only if the community actually wants to collaborate, and so each location ends up discovering and doing it very differently. The next case study is Chile, where we took a very different approach altogether, and we will hear from Tomás, who also couldn't come today.
Tomás Vivanco, professor of the School of Design of the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile and academic director of the MDDI Master's Program. With my colleague Nicolas Violer, we decided to give a local approach to this challenge, focus on generative design process for developing design gene solutions. So we work with the let's say local context of the design studio class, a third-year design studio class. So we work with our students during 6 weeks, trying to answer, let's say, main questions, but the much more specific questions. Question was how that instead of designing hypermassive local solutions based on petrol, let's say, can we design hyper-local solutions that fit local needs and can scale globally via open source, recognizing the local and natural resources, the biomass abundance, and the ancestral knowledge. To do this, we did a vertical integration using the Fab City full stack that helped us to isolate and to identify local innovation opportunities in a symbiotic and ready relationship with its bioregions, but they can also be globally shared. As some of you might know, here in Chile, we have a, let's say, outstanding diversity that can go from the driest desert in the world into the southernmost, let's say, territory in the world, and southernmost city in the world is located in Puerto Williams, where we have a Fab Lab there. So we focus on recognizing those differences of climates, then recognizing the diversity of original cultures, but then also we organize the territory in microzones. So we defined the north microzone, the central microzone, the central south microzone, the south microzone, and the austral microzone. So recognizing this, we can understand which is the local context to develop this. Tomás Vivanco, professor of the School of Design of the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile. Then the second step was focused on understanding those microzones for analyzing that biomass abundance. So here you can see, for example, in Oral B, some of students found a white clay that is called kaolin in a beach in an island in the south of Chile, and so they tried to, let's say, redefine or identify which are all the biomass abundance and the new components, biocomponents that they will require in order to do a new oral bell product, let's say. Another case in the north area, in the north microzone of Chile, they found a fruit that is called papaya that is also endemic from that region, and from papaya they can extract an oil that is called papayina, and the papayina was used by the Aguitas, original cultures, to clean their clothes. So then once we identify all those natural resources, we try to position them in each of the bioregions, in each of the microzones, but also we try to find where were the local producers, how they were producing those products.
So as we can see, in Chile's case, we worked with students at the university who participated in a prototyping workshop using their regional plants and engaging with it. So the key thing that I want to highlight here is that the whole project is also about developing a methodology that puzzles together based on local response and what the community needs and wants and how we go from it. Part of the projects that this is based on and who do similar things is also the Open Metrology Project, which kind of has a overall slogan that standards are only worth something if they're shared, which is kind of applies to hygiene just as much and is kind of what we're pursuing here as well, and Materium, which I think many of you are familiar here. One of the outcomes that we are working on here, and you can already see it when you go to hightech.fib.io, is a development of a global archive of various plants that you can then order by plant, by location, or by purpose. And it is constantly growing and already an output of the 3 case studies that we have collaborated with right now, and kind of what I hope to grow much more over the next year. It also includes recipes and is also a collection of the stories of the people that have contributed to the archive in the folklore section. Stories such as even Benno's own story when he describes how his father told him about Huito. The other output that we're working on is a workshop developing specifically for prototyping for open materials, such as we have seen in Chile, where the students have broken up the areas, they went to travel to the areas, and they've discovered which plants grow where, and then what products they can make from it. And they went through all the steps of researching into local biodiversity, then the collection of oral histories, research into scientific properties, and then designing processes and protocols that can be made in a Fab Lab for people to repeat the process and the design of the production. So what is the outlook for the future? Why are we here today? Why are we even telling you guys about this? Is because we want everybody to contribute. And the bigger it grows, the hope is to continue on into research trials for specific projects, more workshops, more local visits, and the expansion of the archive, as well as more collaborations such as we have done in Rwanda. An example of the speculative prototyping and the test cases that Dorian and I look forward to engaging with is, for example, a soap nut sponge. Soap nut, we have discovered, is a tree that grows, well, it's a material that a lot of people already use to replace soaps, but it would be very interesting to actually design a fiber out of it, so it could create a self-soaping sponge. And the design of the fiber is something that we get to do in a biolab, so that's an exciting new attempt. And yeah, once again, we're meeting today at 4. We want to encourage you all to join the work group tonight and join the WhatsApp and send your questions. And yeah, criticism, questions, fights, everything encouraged. The more, the better.
So maybe just a few final words to encourage participation. So last night at dinner, I was sitting next to a gentleman from Colombia, and he was talking to me about how his grandmother, of course, never used, shampoo, or what we would call, shampoo today. And when I asked him, well, what was the process and the materials that she used to clean her hair? And he said, I have no idea. And I think that that's sort of the insight that relates to Kat's archive that we're trying to co-develop with this community. And it's to rediscover the methods and the materials that have been used long before companies like P&G created more synthetic solutions. And that in itself, I think, is a really ambitious and important project to partner on together. And I think the additional layer of attribution that we're going to apply to that, and sort of the work that we're going to do to overlay how modern technologies can make those natural solutions more accessible, I think is really, really cool work. And it's like we're at this inflection point where I think, as I said at the beginning, an entire industry can change. And there are a lot of folks that I've had conversations with at this conference that don't necessarily fully agree with the way that P&G operates as a company. And I think that those opinions are very valid and appreciated, but the point I want to make is that this is an opportunity to participate in a change that could happen. And the company that I work for is receptive to that. And so I just really do hope that people, really pay attention to what's going on here and the opportunity in front of us to work together. And who knows what will happen with the, soap nuts sponge idea. It's just one of many that have come up in discussions we've had. But I think it's a really neat example of how we can combine, indigenous solutions to, I'm going to use a word that Kat hates, jobs to be done, of, cleaning with modern technology that P&G knows really well in terms of fiber spinning, for example. And so let's come together and find those solutions and see what we can do to change the world. I'm super excited, and I hope everyone else is too.
Also, exciting news, everybody. Neil just told me we have more time, so if you have questions, ask them right now. Oh, there we go, we have questions. Do you want to come up front or shout it out?
Yeah, so how do you guys think about opening production in a way that doesn't hurt the bottom line of the company? And is that like a conflict that you have within the company itself, basically? Because if you were to introduce a lot of this stuff, it would hurt the other sides, right?
It's a great question, and I don't have a great answer yet. And in the same way, as I mentioned at the beginning, that many executives at Microsoft were skeptical about embracing open source before it was sort of forced upon them. I'm sort of in the same camp as it relates to consumer products. And I think there's so much that we can learn as a community and create together with a feedback loop you know, in this network, that all ships will rise if we can create better, more natural products and serve consumers in places around the world where P&G doesn't do a good job of that today necessarily. So what I was going to say, and then it sounds like Kat wants to add on to this, is that the bulk of P&G's business is in the US, Europe, and China. And there are a lot of markets in the world, particularly in the global south, where we don't have a significant business because our centralized, closed model simply doesn't work. And so I think that's probably the first area where we could make the most impact. And in doing so, provide better hygiene solutions to people in need of them. But beyond that, I'm really optimistic about the innovation potential. And through this project, we want to understand what is the role that P&G plays in a more open source system. And we're willing and excited to learn on that. I don't know what the model looks like yet, but I think we'll find out soon.
I also just want to add on that Dorian and I have a running joke every time we go into meetings with P&G, because I sometimes space out when they get too corporate. And we have discovered that, to my surprise, it is about 50-50. So, like, it is way better than I thought. In terms of receptiveness, yeah.
Yeah, let me just build on Dorian's answer, because it's a great question, but I'm really not worried about it. And the reason I'm not worried about it is, you know, I said, like, when I was in Rwanda, I was learning that 18% of girls and women are missing out on schools and work. And I got back to the US and I was like, well, what's the number in the US? And I was shocked to find out that the number in the US is like around 15%. So it's not like it's all that different. Which tells me that the problems that we see around the world are very, very common, and we need to go figure out those solutions. And whether I figure it out by working with somebody in Rwanda and figuring out how they communicate with girls and women and get products to them better, and then reapply some of that learning to other markets, or I figured out another way. It's still going to, as Dorian said, make all ships rise, right? And so I'm not worried about it. At the end of the day, what I need to worry about more is getting to those answers before my competition gets to those answers, right? Because somebody's going to get to that answer, and if I'm not open and thinking about how I get to those solutions, then if I want to go back to Microsoft and that industry, I become like BlackBerry, right? Great one day, gone the next. So great question, but really I'm not worried about it.
¿Qué va a hacer con la propiedad intelectual de los saberes ancestrales? Y en el modelo de negocio de Procter y Gamble, ¿cuánto gana Procter y Gamble y cuánto ganan las comunidades?
So the question is about the recognition of the intellectual property of the community, and in the business model, who is benefiting the most? Is it the global markets? Is it the Procter and Gamble, or is it the local communities that are benefiting as well?
Gracias.
Great question. Will you translate back to him, or when I answer? Or? Oh, okay, he has it. Okay. So the design of the framework is exactly that it is community focused and community first and foremost. It is also why the first case studies engaged with Fab Labs, because it was with Fab Labs that were already established in their communities and had a good communication network going in order to understand what the communities wanted, if they even wanted to be part of this, if there was any interest in contributing to this. The other aspect of it is, for my part, that's also why I'm recording the oral histories and the folklore, is because I want to record every contribution that is given to the archive. And that is also part of what's keeping it open source, so that every contribution is recorded by the people who are contributing to it, by the communities who are contributing to it, even if it is a folklore story told from a grandmother to a daughter to a child who recalls it. And then from that point onwards, it is researched together and always kept open. It is not necessarily the aim, or at least on my part, and Dorian can expand on that, the aim isn't to create products that are then shipped globally or sold back to the communities at all, but far more to investigate ways in which communities can benefit themselves in a local way first and foremost. A nice example would be that we know that P&G has a large archive where they have already researched some of these plants, but in a lot of cases, that research has then been discarded because it would be too expensive, inaffordable, or would not work for the global market. So it was never pursued further. But that is not the goal here. The goal isn't to create a shampoo that would then be sold everywhere in the world. The goal is to enable a community that has access to that plant, for whom this would be a beneficial process, to give them access to that process to do it themselves.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd add from the perspective of P&G to make very clear is that this project is not one that's tethered to the old centralized model. And so what large companies have obviously done in the past is explore, every corner of the world to find the next big sort of like extract that can be used within, a packaged product and shipped around the world. And that's very much not what this project is. It's how do we encourage the development and access to that within communities, and potentially layer on, modern technologies that could make the solution even better. And from there, let it grow in the way that it does, as opposed to forcing, the globalization of new things that are found. And we're being very careful through things like the Nagoya Protocol, which we take very seriously, that avoids and prohibits the exploitation of various communities, and certainly are not going down that path.
We have time for one more
question. Yeah, thanks for the answer. But I think the question was much more direct. Like, if there is actually, it's not that like there is a big database that P&G has and the local communities will benefit from that. That's nice and might be true, but there are also a lot of indigenous knowledge that can be then used in commercial products. So if that happens, is there going to be some reimbursement?
Yeah, and so that is well defined in what's called the Nagoya Protocol, which I'm not an expert on, to be frank. But there are various laws in place that will prevent that from happening, that we take very seriously. And again, the intention of this project is not to enable something like that. So just a reminder, we are doing a workshop on this later this afternoon, where we can go into more depth on questions like that and how to participate and make sure that this flourishes in a responsible way together, since we take that very seriously. And I think that it's a wonderful opportunity for us to all embrace. So thank you for your time.